All right, friends, now we'll go now to the Maamar of Purim, which was Mugga. There are actually two Maamorim in that Farbrengen. The last Sikha was also a Sikha Ke'ein Maamar, which is also published here. So we'll begin Balilah Hahu Tavshin Chafei. Very beautiful Farbrengen, like all of them, it was. Everybody has it, yes? So that night the king's sleep was disturbed. So we have to understand, he says, Balilah Hahu, that night. What's the shaila? Even if the pastor would say Balilah, that at night, we'd understand what night they're referring to the night when the events about to be described took place. Why Balilah Hahu? That night, Balilah, at night, the king's sleep was disturbed, and he called to read from his Sefer Zichronis, and the story flows. We'll understand this by bringing what the Fidik Rebbe says in his Maamar of Tafshin. The Isri Minhagim Maril. Minhagim Maril is an early Sefer written in the 1300s, and it brings all the Minhagim. It's the Ashkenaz. Look his name. Looked it up. Rabbi Yaakov Halevi ben Moishe Moulin. Moulin was the place from where he was. Sounds like it's in France. Genza, where's Genza? There's also a Rav there, Rosh Yeshiva, and he's called Avi Minhagi Ashkenaz, the father of the Minhagim of Ashkenaz. It's brought down in the Poskim. He's quoted often in the Poskim. So the Maril says, let's follow as we do so. The Balkaira, when he comes to these words, Balilah Hahu has to raise his voice, because that's the Ikar. Why is the Ikar? That's the Ikar that he couldn't sleep that night. Okay, it sets since emotion that Mordechai is elevated and Haman is degraded, but it has nothing to do with the actual nest, which is Esther disclosing who she is. And the Gzeda turned around. But Akoponim is going to explain why it is. But Pnim is Dikar and Ness. So he explains in Mashakot B'Yalkot, the Nodash Hasa Melech says in Yalkot that every reference to Melech in the Megillah is the Eibishter. But Pnim is Zemalka Shaloilom, the king of the world. Achashverosh, Achris, Veresh Shaloi. So what does it mean that the king's sleep was disturbed? When Yidden are in a spiritual state of sleep, so in kind, Hashem is in a state of sleep. Like the Pasuk says in Shir Hashirim, Ani Yeshena, I am asleep. Visa B'Zoyar, it says in Zoyar B'Galusa, in exile. Through Yidden sleep in Golos, they affect Kavayochel sleep above. How does 7? Who's sleeping here? The two Pirushim. The Pashtus Ani Yeshena in the Pasuk in Shir Hashirim is she, the Yidden are asleep. As the Maamar says explicitly, this is the statement, the declaration of Eden to the Eibush that goes on to say, my heart is awake, that's the Pnimius Alev. But then there's another Pirush from Tikkun Zoyar, so the Rebbe is saying, we find Pashat in Zoyar, these two Pirushim. Why? Because one leads to the other. When there's Libi, and he is shamed by Eden, so there's pearls, that the Shechinta's begalusa, that the Shechinta's exile, that's the meaning of, and the Yeshena referring to the Shechinta. So now going back to the Gufa Maimer Vizehu, Shibalayla who nodded Ashnasa Malchik said this is why that night the kings awakened disturbed sleep. That's the Iker miracle, because Lail was Managolos. Lail is a time of, it represents exile, Shuzman, Shalshin Lamaila, a time of divine sleep. And yet, yet even in Dafke, in this Golos, the king's sleep is disturbed. That's why the Ikeranes, as the Maimon will go on to say in great detail. We understand also that Dia can answer the question, Balilah, the word Ahu is superfluous. Because in grammar, there is third person. There's first person, I, second person, you, and third person, he or him or they. And that's called in Lashon HaKodesh, Lashon Nister, hidden. Why? Because the person you speak of is not present. You means you're if you say the word you, then you're in the presence of the one that speaks. But if you say him or he or they, then the person about whom the one who speaks is concealed. In English you call it third person, but in Lashon HaKodesh it's called Lashon Nister. So what's the end of Nister? Not here, not present, concealed. Meir al Helim, so Hahu implies also Helim. So now we have a big gewaltige deal. Balilah Hahu. Shnei pamim hester. There's a concealment and a concealment on top of the concealment conveyed in the two words Laila and Hu. He goes on to explain the nation, the Golos Laila Bechlal, in addition to the general concealment that which defines Golos. And the Oz, then b'me'ach hashveda yishaya Helim v'hester oid yosef. There was a greater concealment, Hester Kofel, a double concealment. This is hinted to in the Gemara, or stated in the Gemara. Hinted. Where is there a hint, a reference to Esther? In the Torah, the Pasuk is, the Pasuk of Pashas Vayelech, Vanoichi Haster, Aster Espanai, Bayemahu, and on that day I will conceal, using a double lotion, my face. So we see that that Esther is associated with not just Stam. Esther in the story of Purim, not Stam concealment, but a double concealment. So what does it mean, a double concealment? What's the meaning of a double? It doesn't mean just double dark. It doesn't mean the same darkness, but intensified. But rather Shahaster Humust. The fact that there's a darkness that's concealed, that's lost on people. He doesn't know that he's in darkness. So here too, that's the Pirish of the Baal Shem Tov Anechi Haster Aster. So the Rebbe suggests it's the same Pirish also in the Balilah. Hahu, Shalayla, the Golus of Eifen, the Hu, that the Golus in such a way, the Golus itself, which is already concealment, is in a way of Hester. Life is good. He doesn't feel that the Golus is a matzav of darkness, of night and darkness. They replace darkness with light, which means that they consider darkness to be light. No good, life isn't perfect, things could be better, but overall it's quite acceptable. The Rebbe rallied against that, tried to get us to see that, to feel that, and to live it a little bit, admosai. Not to be chas, make peace with the matzav, tweak it, okay, but it's okay. So, so therefore, the pasuk is stressing that not only are we speaking about a matzav of Golus, but a matzav of Ahu, Anoichi Haster Aster, that then not the Tashasamelech lahadgish Yoser girdled v'tekevanes. This brings out that in such a matzav, from there comes the awakening in this double darkness. So that's the intensity of the miracle. That was spelled it out further. Agam, even though Shashina, even though the sleep, then this devil's sleep is going to say in the bracket, was absolute shina, similar to which explained elsewhere. Look, it's talking about the Lashon Rambam about tshuva, awaken those who sleep and slumber in the Havli Azman. He uses two Lashonis there. She explains there that it's an ahara. It's an ahara of a maamer of the Frierdiker Rebbe. 14? No, I'm sorry, the maamer. Ben shin letardema, sleep and slumber. Shayshenim yoidim shacholim ein ela cholim. So sheker. The level of sleep is that even you're aware while you're sleeping that the dream is a lie. You're aware this is not true. Mashikin and nirdomim, that's a deeper sleep, where that's true sleep. So now applying it here, he just said that by Eden they were an emes, or rather a tachlis dikishin, the lower level. Tardema, they thought that it's a sleep where you think that the lie is true, that Golus is okay, it's reality. Shazel goyim shina kazuk vayachagam lamaila. So such a hell of a hester causes a parallel response lamaila. A tardema, garden state of slumber. Rahman litzlan. Because nonetheless in that matziv, balilah hahu noda doshnas hamelech malka shalilam afilu shina stam, even shina in its deepest state of sleep, not that those awakened. It means, but the word stam, not just shina in compared to tardema, but unqualified shina, which includes tardema, even that awakened. That's the pshat. Okay, Be'ez Hashem, Eden will be mamshich